What is going on, everybody? My name is Eddie Green, and I am a super diehard Terminator fan. Now, there's a lot of things I want to cover in this video because this is going to be the introduction video to this new channel where you're watching this. So, for anybody who has been a part of this channel from the beginning, this channel was originally called Bigger Boat Movies in reference to Jaws. And it was really a focus on anything film related. There was really no restrictions. I could post anything that I wanted to, and I did. And I made videos, and they're going to remain on this channel. They are going to stay here because they're a part of the history and the connections and everything that I've made because of that. So they're going to remain, but I quit YouTube about 2 years ago. I quit YouTube because it was so time consuming, having to record, edit, make sure you looked okay, all that stuff that went into making a video. And it was just so time consuming. And I wanted to find a better way to express my love for movies, but not have to do it in such a way that is so time consuming. And so I quit YouTube and I moved over to audio and podcasting. And I created a Bigger Boat Movies podcast, and that was really successful. And then I found myself sort of in the same situation again where I didn't know what to talk about. And I don't know if this is just the way my mind works, but I found myself, because the one thing in the giant world of cinema that I am so passionate about, is Terminator. And I kept coming back to that. Even in the episodes for the Bigger Boat Movies podcast, I kept coming back to Terminator. And so I figured, okay, I need to zero in on what I'm really good at. I love movies. I do. I love watching movies. They're so much fun. I'm so passionate about them in general. But what I'm super passionate about is Terminator. And so I dedicated the podcast, I switched that over to Terminator 101. There's a whole history of, I hosted a podcast for Skynet's Army, which if you're a Terminator fan, you know who they are. I did a couple episodes for them, but I could get into that at some other point. But I created the Terminator 101 podcast, and that is really where, if you guys love Terminator, go find this podcast. It's on iTunes, it's on Google Play Music. It's pretty much wherever Spotify, wherever podcasts are found. I host it through a service called Anchor. So if you download the free Anchor app, I'll have a link in the description below to their page and whatnot. You can actually call into the show and be featured that way. And I keep telling people who are finding me on social media, I tell them download Anchor and find me over there. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I wanted to come back to YouTube because I am so, comfortable now with the podcast and dedicating episodes to that podcast. I want another outlet for the podcast, and YouTube is going to provide that. So I'm going to be making videos here, sort of like in this kind of format right now, in front of these posters behind me. Just a real laid back kind of setting. And mostly it's going to be live streams, stuff like that. I want to get into doing the live streams. I think they're a very valuable asset when it comes to content. And, just sporadic videos. But the majority of the content will still be on the podcast. So go find the podcast. I'll have, any kind of information that you need about that in the description below. I really do hope you guys will check it out because, we've talked about some really interesting things on there. I've had some great guests. So it's a lot of fun over there on the podcast, Terminator 101, wherever you find them. And, but I wanted to make this video and introduce you guys to the new channel. So this is going to be Terminator 101. All my previous videos are going to remain intact, but everything from here on out is going to be centered on Terminator, talking Terminator. And also YouTube could be a nice way to have like bonus content, right? stuff that I don't think maybe is suitable for an entire episode of the podcast, I put on YouTube. These videos are not going to be edited crazily. There's not going to be any kind of intro or outro, or if I flub up a word, I'm not really going to cut it out. I'm just going to continue going. No high-end production value. This is really sort of like the first Terminator, raw, to the point, guerrilla, nothing fancy about it, right? This is what I really love doing. I'm not into the editing and stuff like that. So hopefully you guys are okay with that. Hopefully that's something that you guys jive with as well. Just straightforward talk, kind of one take. But yeah, my name's Eddie Green, if I haven't already said that. I'm a diehard Terminator fan. If you guys haven't figured that out, I do have the, there we go. I do have the Drive poster, but that'll be gone at some point. I have another Terminator poster right over there. But yeah, welcome guys. I've been a Terminator fan for as long as I can remember. And so anything that I do is basically speculation. It's theories, talk, just direct, in your face kind of stuff. I'm not too interested in doing videos that are anything other than that. You know what I mean? That's really what I get a high off of. And I'm so excited to be doing this back on YouTube. So hopefully you guys will share this and spread the word about the podcast, about any of the social media outlets, because I post stuff over there as well. One of my big things that I'm really trying to kind of focus on and nail down is a fan film script that I want to write. And it would be so cool if I could do that and share it with you guys. So yeah, this is all in the future coming directly at us. Obviously we have the new film coming at us as well next year. So I'm excited, guys. I am so excited. This is such a great time to be, a Terminator fan, right? So thank you so much. Find the podcast. Everything is going to be right down below. Hopefully you guys subscribe to the channel if this is something that you are looking for, another outlet to talk about Terminator. Hopefully you guys are Terminator fans. And yeah, other than that, guys, until I talk to you next time, keep on terminating.